Welcome. I'm Kaylin Frechette, and thank you so much for finding my page and this yoga video. I have been having so much fun getting back into the spirit of recording yogas and getting back into the teachings and everything since we just moved cross country. So we are all settled in, and I am excited to do kind of a playful yoga today. There was a comment on my last yoga video that asked for a few more inversions, and so I found something that came to me, and I was like, you know what, I haven't really played in my yoga practice for several weeks, so let's go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our every single center, and we're going to invite in playfulness and just fun and ease. So many of us go about our days just living paycheck to paycheck, just stressed out to the max. And I think all of us can really invite in a little bit more playfulness. So with this yoga, by moving forward with this video, you automatically agree and confirm to my waivers and disclosures. If you need to pause this episode in order to know exactly what you're agreeing to, you can head to my website, amindfulbliss.com, and it's under waivers and disclosures. Ultimately, what it really says is that you're taking responsibility in your own body. I teach based upon my own body, how I feel, how I move. Sometimes I have shoulder pains and things look a little bit different. So you just have to listen to your own body. If something doesn't feel right, if it's pinching, if it's pulling, if it's shooting needles, please ease out of that and go into something different. Blocks are your friend. Blocks are totally your friend. They are not a weakness, they are a strength. The whole goal and purpose of yoga is getting our bodies into a position, stilling our bodies, and making our mind focus on our breath. And with our breath, we sink deeper into whatever position we're holding, which allows us to get deeper into those ailments and actually release and let go of tension and move on from things. So when we're in postures and we're linking our breath to it, we're sinking into that, and we're calming our body and we're calming our mind, and we're actually bringing in the healing. Yes, yoga can be this incredibly fun power workout that you're moving and grooving and lifting weights and breaking a sweat and everything. However, ultimate yoga and the actual healing benefits of yoga really just comes down to movement and breath, and then adding as many other yogic things that you can, such as, non-comparison, non-judgment, all of those different things. And so one of the reasons why I got back into sharing so many of these videos and why I'm doing a lot more of them is to help make sure that we have a really good balance in the yoga world. I want to make sure that we have this ability that focuses on the right alignments, but also just really focusing on our breath and getting into it. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and do a super playful episode here. Now, there are some inversions and everything, so if you're not comfortable with them, just do your best. I give options for all different levels. Some days I can't do inversions. Sometimes I can't do plow pose. I typically don't teach plow pose. I am going to have an option in this flow because it was specifically requested, but I don't typically teach plow because you can really hurt yourself. You can really hurt your neck and everything like that. So if you are a person who does frequently practice plow, I am going to mention it, that is an option to go into. However, I probably won't do it. I will probably stay with in a shoulder stand. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and play. Let's start by grounding ourselves, meeting me in a child's pose position. So our knees are hip width apart or mat width apart, whatever feels right to you. I invite you to sit on a block if that helps you sink deeper into your hips. We want to loosen these up, and we want to start here. Child's pose is one of the best poses to start your morning with or end your day with. If you only do one, do child's pose every day. We're going to come down onto our elbows, and we're going to take a nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our forehead down to the mat, the hands slide forward. pausing for a nice deep breath in and out. Fully settling in this moment. Repeating to yourself, there is nowhere to be, and there is nothing to do. Arriving fully in this moment here. And I want you to start to set an intention for today's practice. We're playing here. So if you can't think of anything that comes to mind, I invite you to use, I invite in creativity. I invite in playfulness. Play flows in and all around me. Creativity flows in and all around me. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Few more breaths here, really settling in. Can you sink a little bit further into your hips? On an inhale, rolling up into a tabletop position, we're gonna tuck our toes under, even our pinky toes, and we're just gonna rock back just a little bit, walking our hands up into a standing position on our knees. We're gonna go ahead and sit back, really opening up our toes, getting in all the nooks and crannies that we usually ignore. Breathe in. And breathe out, bringing the hands to the ground, sending your hips up and back for downward dog. Now walking out your dog, pedaling your feet, maybe adding in a few organic movements, whatever feels good to you right now. We're gonna send our right leg up on an inhale, and on an exhale, we're gonna flip it over, opening up our hip, scorpion tail. Inhale up high, and exhale, bringing that right leg in through our hands. Our right hand goes up high towards the sky for a twisted dragon. Option to always be on your back knee here. Inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Maybe wrapping that arm around your back, really opening up the right shoulder when we're inhale. And exhale, the right hand comes down. We're gonna spin our left foot down, and we're gonna send our hands up and open into a warrior two. Now we're gonna hold it here, and we're gonna take an inhale and exhale. Can you soften your shoulders? Can you sink a little bit more into this right knee? Be mindful of your right knee with your toes. Your core is engaged, your tailbone's tucked under, and we're breathing deep breaths in, filling up the entire belly with air. And a nice slow exhale out, sinking even more into that right hip. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach forward for hinging up the hips. The left hand goes up high. The right comes down, meeting a block or the ground. And we're gonna inhale, opening up our shoulders. I am open. I am creative. Bending into that right knee, the left hand comes down. We send our right leg up and setting it back down into a downward dog. Option to flow into your chaturanga is always available here. Inhale, the left toes up. Exhale, scorpion tail, flipping that leg, opening up the hip for a breath. Inhale, the leg back up high, and exhale, bringing it through, spinning that, or the left hand goes up high towards the sky for dragonfly twist. Maybe you wrap that left hand around your back, opening up the left shoulder as much as possible. Now, as we go throughout this flow, I want you to remind yourself just how open you are. I am open. I invite in creativity. Creativity flows in and all around me. Inhale the left arm up and exhale, bringing it down, spinning the right foot down, coming up and open into a warrior two. Your core is engaged. Double check your left knee, making sure it's not past your toes. Your shoulders are light and soft. And we breathe. Inhaling, bringing it up through that right leg, all the way up into your belly, up and out, exhaling it through your left arm. Again, inhale up through the right leg, into the belly. Exhale the breath out through the left arm. One more round. Straightening that left leg, reaching forward before hinging at the hips. We want to make sure we align our bodies nice and good. Maybe wrapping that top arm around if that feels good too. I am open. I am positive. One more. And exhale, bending into that left leg. Hands come down. Your left foot goes up into a downward dog. Resetting here. Inhale, looking towards the front of your mat. Exhale, jump up or step your hips up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, standing tall. Mountain pose. Your hands are down by your sides. Taking nice, deep, full breaths in. And exhale, closing the eyes. Fingers are spread wide. We're going to take our step open. We're opening up the legs. Our feet are on each side of the mat. Our hands are down by our side. Inhale the hands up high, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. And as we exhale, we're going to do a kundalini squat or yogi squat. Tucking the tailbone under, moving nice and slow. You can sit on a block if that feels good. Our elbows come on the inside of our knees, gently pushing them away. Now, we want to try to have a nice straight spine. Be mindful of your knee placement. Looking straight ahead of you, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, dropping the hands. Exhale, sending those hips up, forward fold with wide legs. Inhale. And exhale, dropping those hips back down. We're opening up our hips, preparing for a crow pose inversion here. Inhale. Exhale, dropping the hands, sending the hips up. Inhale. Exhale, sitting back down into a yogi squat, getting comfortable, maybe swaying from side to side. Inhale, nice and tall, hands come up wide. Exhale, grabbing the left wrist, bending over to the right side. Inhale to center. Exhale, bending over to the left. Inhale to center. And exhale, forward fold with your wide legs. Now preparing for crow pose. We're going to plant the hands into the ground. We're going to put our knees into the back of our biceps and just start to roll forward. Now maybe this is enough for you just to kind of play here, rocking back and forth. Maybe you come up fully into crow pose. And we hold for 3, 2. If you fall, just get back in. Dropping the hips, forward fold, legs together. Good job, yogis. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, standing tall, mountain pose, hands down by your side, rolling out the wrists. Maybe rolling out the ankles. Inhale, hands come up. And exhale, open the arms, cactus back bend, really inviting in openness and creativity. Today we play. Inhale the hands up and exhale, forward fold. Planting the hands, stepping the feet back, finding your chaturanga if that's in your practice today. Meeting me in downward dog. Beautiful. Jump, hop, or step to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, standing tall. Doing a couple of balancing poses. Let's go for dancer. We have our right hand out by our right side. Our left hand goes up high by your left ear, dropping the shoulder away from your ear. Your right foot goes up, your right hand catches it. I like to wrap mine around my big toe. Grounding into that left hand. Maybe we stay here. Maybe we start to lean forward, kicking into that right hand as we're going forward. Trying to keep our left hand by our left ear here. Our hips are square with the front of the mat. Our core is engaged and we breathe. Playing in our practice, opening up creativity. One more. How long can you make your exhale? Inhale to standing, let go of the right hand or right leg, shake it out. Preparing for the other side. Grounding into our right foot, our left hand comes down by our side, catching our left foot. Our right hand goes up high this time, adjusting our shoulder away from our ear. And we're going to kick into our left hand at the same pressure that we bend into our right. Inhale and exhale. Pausing for an inhale and exhale. Kicking a little bit more. 2 more breaths here. One more. Inhale to standing, dropping the leg, shake it out. Beautiful. Coming down to our mat. I'm keeping this yoga nice and short today. We're gonna go ahead and butterfly our legs for bound angle. Inhale, nice and tall. And exhale, forward fold, keeping a nice straight spine. Inhaling on a pause. And exhale, fold. When you get to a nice comfortable position, then we let our head drop. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, straight spine, sitting up. Legs go out in front of you. Inhale the hands up. And exhale, forward fold over straight legs. Pausing for a breath. Exhale as we fold. Remember, yoga is all about controlled breath in the postures, letting our breath sink us more. Think about how we can take aligned action in order to open up the gates for creativity. One more. Beautiful. Inhale, straight spine, rolling down onto our backs. And here's where our options come in. Option 1 is to have our legs straight up for legs up the wall. This might be where we start. We're going to take 2 breaths here. If this is enough for you, stay here. Option 2 is taking a block and putting it up and under your hips just to elevate them a little bit more. If you would like to go to option 3 is tucking our shoulders in, sending our hips up, coming into a shoulder stand. Now the shoulder stand, you want to have everything engaged. You want to have your elbows as close together as possible, and your hands go on your back, lifting your back up so that you're up on your shoulders. Your core is engaged, your feet are pointed. And if plow is in your practice today, I invite you to go into plow pose. Breathing here. Getting comfy in whatever option you chose. 2 more breaths. Last one. Wherever you are, gently coming out of it, releasing yourself nice and slow. Feet come firmly planted into the ground. Knees are bent. We're going to inhale here. And exhale, twisting over to the right for supine twist. Whatever position here works for you. Inhale for length. And exhale for twist. Opening up our chest. Both of our shoulders stay on the mat. Breathing deeply. Slowing our heart rate. Inviting in creativity. Inhale to center. And exhale, twisting over to the left. For 3. 2. 1. Coming back to center. Doing one more reclined bound angle, opening up the hips wide. Maybe a hand comes over the heart and one comes over the belly. What are any limiting beliefs stopping you from opening your gates to creativity? No judgment, simply just observation here. What is stopping you? What is the self-talk that's implementing? What is the self-talk that's stopping you? Now, with each inhale, I want you to envision the limiting belief. And as you exhale, I want to see you pushing that away with your breath, letting it go. Inhale, limiting belief. And exhale, pushing the limiting belief away with your breath that no longer serves you. One more. Inhale, the limiting belief. And sending it away on the exhale. Straightening each leg. Doing any final positions before we enter our final Shavasana. Our hands down by our side. Our eyes fall closed. We lengthen our breath. And in Shavasana, I invite you to openly think about the limiting beliefs that we just sent away. And I want you to reframe those limiting beliefs into something that works for you. For example, if you're doubting yourself, it can be, I am worthy. I am worthy of success. Creativity flows in and all around me. Spend the Shavasana reframing your limiting beliefs into something that you can work for, taking aligned action to make it happen. And now we breathe. Oftentimes when we find blocks within our creativity or just blocks within our positivity outlook on life, it's oftentimes due to limiting beliefs. You have the power of how you talk to yourself. Change that. Speak to yourself with the kindness and the love that you deserve. Repeat and tell yourself that you are worthy often. Starting to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Rolling on to whichever side calls to you first. Before pushing yourself up and meeting me in a seated position. Our hands come down by our sides on our knees. Eyes stay closed. Hands come to the center, taking a moment of gratitude for showing up, for being aware that your creativity has been blocked. I wish you happiness and peace and an eternity flow of creativeness. Namaste.